up, guys? I'm James Baney, and I am here to do a spoiler review and reaction for the Bad Batch reaction show, right? It's episode 10, Common Ground. Before we get too into it, help me out. Give this video a like. Leave a comment. I know the comments are going to be important too because I got a couple questions for you guys by the end of this video. So we'll talk a little bit about it. I got those questions at the end, so hang out and do that. But at least for now, the like would help, and consider subscribing. That's something that could really help me out. Thanks. All right, this particular episode, I don't think I feel like it was important, and we got what we got, but the thing is like, I don't think it moved the needle really one way or another. I think it's just kind of important to show that Omega is part of the team, right? And that she has some abilities that, it's another one of those, like, we're kind of underestimating you because you're so young, and, you're still a kid, but at the end of the day, I think making sure that she is part of the team is important, and I think that's really the big takeaway from this episode. I liked it. It was cool. It was fun. Again, beautiful. It was neat to visit a planet that we've been to before. I like the story of the one leader kind of being not afraid to go up against the Empire, and how the Empire kind of handles that as it occupies this city. Again, like I said, very important, very a good episode. Just I don't feel like it like really moves the needle. I mean, we're coming off of last week, right? Or even the week before, where it's like, oh, Cad Bane's back, and then like this week she's like, oh my God, you're Boba Fett's sister. Like, okay, all right, we're back to regular episodes, normal episodes that just kind of are there to present the story as it moves along. That's not a bad thing. It's funny. I think more so than other times where we've seen these characters sneak into places, I really enjoyed the sneaking on to Raxxus. I don't know what it was. Something about them. I don't know, like having this droid, I think maybe, is like the person who hired them, and that droid actually being kind of funny, like actually having a good sense of humor. Well, in a C-3PO way, like C-3PO is not trying to be funny. C-3PO doesn't have a good sense of humor. I think whoever's writing that character does. But the point here is that, like, you're kind of walking through with this person, and, I don't know, it was kind of fun just to kind of watch the interaction. It's like, we're counting on it, you know what I mean? They shove him out there, and he's like, not sure what to do. He runs away. Yeah, I don't know. I found this particular sneaking onto the planet better than we've seen them sneak onto planets before. They felt like they really were in control of everything around them, despite the fact that it was like a very high Imperial, place, secured place. This is funny, because this particular scene of Omega, kind of looking over the hollow chest and stuff, and she's sitting there and she's looking at it, and she says, I wouldn't have made that move, right? And Sid's like, you mind your own business, right? So then, like, the next move that happens, like, Sid's opponent, like, kills her. She's like, maybe that was a bad move. And this is all right. What would you have done? And Omega walks over and she's like, boop, boop, boop. She like makes a move and wins the game. Okay. So let me get this straight. It's a nitpick. Let me understand the strategy here. She wouldn't have made the move that obviously led to a win. So that means that Omega didn't see the win being 2 moves ahead, and all she had to do was sacrifice this one piece in order to win the entire game. Like, so if you were only 2 moves away from winning the entire game, then why wouldn't you have made that move, Omega? Because you said, I wouldn't have done that. I don't know. All right, look, I'm not a strategist. This probably makes perfect sense. Maybe it makes sense within Dejarik, but it didn't. It doesn't make sense to me right now, really early in the morning. Going back to that droid that I said was funny or had a particular sense of humor, I wouldn't say I didn't laugh, but again, it was like that C-3PO thing where, they pick up the vase or whatever. Now, what I did laugh out loud at is later in the episode when the senator decides to throw the vase, and they cut to the scene, and in the background, they don't show the droid doing it, but you have to listen closely. In the background, you hear the droid go, "Senator!" like, as if like, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like when you take it away, it would be like, "Senator, your vase," or something like that. And then he throws it and then it breaks or whatever. I thought the delivery of them taking the vase and the droid have nothing to say about it, and then throwing it and cutting away from them, and just in the background, "Senator!" Like, it was so funny. I don't know. I actually laughed out loud at that part. And sneaking in wasn't the only cool thing. I liked them, being in this room, and they come in with the smoke, and they get the senator, and they go to the top of the building, and they grapple down to the machine, and they're fighting through the city, and it's actually really cool the way they said, go down this way, pin yourself up against the wall, then we're gonna open up the side, and they won't be able to get in, or whatever, and we can bust through the wall, and that'll help us get out of the city. Like, that's cool. I mean, like, in a live action Star Wars, if they did that and that was the strategy to get out there, I would have thought that was pretty cool, like an interesting way to do it. So, hats off to, the animation teams that are working on the Bad Batch and stuff. Like, that's interesting to me, the way that they would sneak out of the city. It wasn't just something stupid and simple. Oh, a big ship comes over and takes them out of there or something. They had to kind of think through blocking themselves off to everywhere except for this one exit. I don't know. I like that. And then coming back to Omega at the end with the chess, and she'd worked off the debt because she was so good at that. I definitely like that too. And I think, again, this points to, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit too. Maybe this is another kind of reason that she's special. She's particularly smart at strategy or something like that. They might go more into that. They might say like, well, Omega was kind of, meant to be more of a strategic type person or something. I don't know. Maybe there's more to that, but I do like that, she gets her opportunity to become one of the team again if she can be Hunter in this match. And that makes me think that because obviously Omega's going to be on the next mission, right? She's going to have won this game. Does that mean that they're going to begin to make her the lead strategist for the Bad Batch in all the missions? How are we doing this, Omega? We're going to go in. I imagine then maybe in the next episode she will prove herself by saying how good of a strategist she is. And then in the next episode after that, she'll come up with a strategy, and that strategy will fail, and it will cause problems. And, I don't know from there. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that too, because they could definitely just say, this is one of her strong points, she's growing, and she's now officially the strategist for the Bad Batch, and they're going to have good strategies going into all these situations. They may not be able to always win the day, but the strategies will have been solid, much like Thrawn or whatever. Like, Thrawn always has really good strategies. He was unable to see the unforeseeable, which was Ezra's plan, and to do something so crazy, so left, out of the normal, that Thrawn wouldn't be able to predict for it. But that being said, it doesn't mean that Thrawn is bad at strategy because he lost the fight or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So maybe Omega actually is a good strategist from here on out, and the official strategist for the Bad Batch. Those are my thoughts on this particular episode. Kind of a shorter one, to be honest with you. But I do have a couple questions for you guys, because, I don't know, as I kind of thought like about the future, this particular episode didn't seem to lead me in one way or the other. So I just wanted to ask you straight up, of these characters that I list here, which one do you think is the next episode or the next character that could show up in a future episode? So do you think, before anybody else, do you think we're going to see Cad Bane? Do you think we're going to see Fennec Shand? Do you think we're going to see Rex? Or do you think we're going to see Trace and Rafa? Now, I imagine there's a couple combinations there. Like, you could say, I think we're going to see Cad Bane and Fennec Shand. I think we are going to see Rex and Trace and Raphael, show up at the same time or something like that. That's fair. Put those combinations in if you want. But let me know, out of those 4 characters, which one you think is the most likely to show up in the next sequential episode or whatever. I don't know. Maybe not next episode, but the next one we see. And for the other question, this is getting a little sneak peek ahead at something we're doing on Resistance Broadcast, but I'm going to ask this question to you guys because I thought it was a really good one. So thanks, John, for the question. Will Omega get her own armor and or helmet? So maybe by the end of this season, maybe by the end of this series. I don't know, however you guys want to do it. I will leave my answer, obviously, to this question unknown because I answer it on the Resistance Broadcast. So you guys can go check that out. But I want to know what you guys think right now. Do you think Omega is going to have her own set of armor at some point in the show? Do you think she's going to be gifted or have her own helmet by the end of the show or season or whatever? Do you think this character is going to have any sort of armor for themselves that they can call their own? That's all I got. If you want to see the answer, if you want to see my answer to that question, stick around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. That way you can see the regular episode of Resistance Broadcast when we do answer that question. And I don't know, it should be a fun time. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment with the answers to the questions that I gave. And anything else, let me know what you thought about the episode and where you think we're headed. And make sure to comment on other people's comments too. Get the discussion going. We like community here at Star Wars Newsnet, specifically Resistance Broadcast. We have our Patreon and all that stuff. We love conversation and community. So again, like I said, subscribe, and maybe I'll see you next week.